like $5,000 contracts, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 contracts, and more than that. And that has all come through in newsletters. Hey there, business athlete. Welcome to BizScale with Tanya. I'm Tanya, your go-to gal for all things business growth and scalability. Whether you are diving into the online business world, kickstarting your tech startups, or hustling with your small and medium-sized enterprise, this podcast is your one-stop shop for no-nonsense discussions and practical tips to level up your game. We are cutting through the noise to bring you the insight you need, from demystifying challenges to outlining actionable strategies. We've got your back. Join me and some industry rock stars as we share stories, drop wisdom bombs, and map out your route to success in today's fast-paced business landscape. So buckle up, folks. BizScale with Tanya is here to help you crush your goals and scale your biz like a pro. Let's dive in and get down to business. You're feeling the squeeze when it comes to making your business really click in the market? Are those profits not quite hitting the mark no matter how hard you hustle? Well, perk up those ears because we've got something special just for you. It's time to turn the tide on those financial woes and set your sight on some serious growth. So let's cut to the chase. How do you know if your business is crying out for a helping hand? Here are 3 dead giveaways. Your bank account's looking a little sad lately. You are banging your head against the wall trying to break into new markets. Clients are slipping through your fingers faster than you can say customer retention. Does that sound familiar? Then, if it does, it's time to shake things up. Our business audit is like a GPS for your profitability, guiding you to smoother waters and bigger paydays. This is for you if you are tired of watching your hard-earned cash vanish into thin air, if you are ready to dial in your business for profit without sacrificing quality, and if you are serious about building a business that stands the test of time. Here's the lowdown. We'll take a deep dive into your expense, sniff out the fat, and cook up a plan to trim it down while beefing up your cash flow. But hey, let's keep it real. This isn't some overnight success and miracle story here. It's about rolling up your sleeves and making those smart moves that pay off big time down the road. So if you are ready to kick those financial blues to the curb, hit us up. Head over to tiny.cc Business Growth Clinic and book your audit today. Let's have a conversation. So for those who don't know me, I am Tanya. I'm the CEO and founder of Wiz Digital Group of companies, where we have an academy for entrepreneurs as well as a consultancy that supports corporate SMEs, established SMEs, and tech startups, and that could be in advisory prior to them raising funding, and also creating go-to-market strategies for them. And I'm here to speak to you guys about leveraging LinkedIn to land more clients and land high-paying clients. So for context, we've leveraged LinkedIn. I've personally leveraged LinkedIn in my own company to land $5,000 contracts, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 contracts, and more than that. And that has all come through in newsletters. And I'm actually going to share with you guys my playbook as to how you can do that and go back and create something of the sort. So why LinkedIn newsletter in the first place? Because usually it is said that you should own your own list. If you're creating a LinkedIn newsletter, it is on LinkedIn. It's not like you have access to your list. So why would you do that? And this is something that even prior to me starting the LinkedIn newsletter, I thought that was a problem. And I was like, that could be a problem. I'm building on borrowed land and I don't own the land, so anytime that can go away, and I totally get it. But here is context to this, and why for this strategy to work, I want you to throw away the rule book of internet marketing and of marketing what you are taught. Yes, you should have a newsletter of your own. We have a newsletter of our own where we own the list, but the LinkedIn newsletter has been the driving engine on the platform. For people to understand, today there was an article that came out where there's a popular African musician, Nigerian musician, Mr. Easy, who sold his holding company, which is primarily media assets, for $1 billion. And that's because today, attention is the new oil. And whoever holds the attention of the public has the opportunity to create revenue because you have the attention and you can direct it. And when you leverage LinkedIn newsletter, it's because of attention. LinkedIn is throwing quite a lot to support LinkedIn newsletters. So when I created my LinkedIn newsletter, within 2 weeks, I had 1,000 subscribers on it. Granted, I'm a great writer. I'm a copywriter by training. I'm a strategist. I've done marketing for years, but other people as well that I had advised them to do that got their first 1,000 subscribers on LinkedIn just like that. And here's why. When you create a newsletter, what happens is that once you publish your first edition, LinkedIn sends a notification to all your connections about this newsletter. And every time you publish a new edition, it keeps happening. So whoever is following, has just connected with you, can have the opportunity to read your newsletter, and they will be prompted to subscribe when they see that they are reading the article for a few minutes. And the other thing is that even though it is an on-platform newsletter, people get it, people that subscribe to your newsletter get it in their email. So some of the people that will read your newsletter will not even read it on the platform. They will be reading it on their email, and that is the email that is associated with their LinkedIn account. So this is something that I want to bring to your attention because this is an amazing opportunity. And one thing that I noticed is, if you go, unfortunately my slides can't load, I can't share my screen, I would have shown that to you. When you get on LinkedIn and you go on your connection tabs, close unused application, I'm not sure. Okay, and you go on your connection tab and scroll down, you will see LinkedIn suggesting LinkedIn newsletters for you based on your platform behavior. So they will be suggesting these newsletters for you. So LinkedIn does the job of getting people to read your content, and this is amazing. And I think this is one of outside of them, I would say the other platform that I've heard is this good is, I forgot this newsletter platform, Substack, but this one is completely different because here's the thing, most people on LinkedIn are there for business. A lot of people on LinkedIn, and those that really leverage the platform, are either in sales, marketing, in the C-suite level of the company. And this is something that I realized when I launched my newsletter, and those were the people that were being attracted to the newsletter and that were reading. And I remember one day I published an article that was 14 minutes long, and I was like, no one will read this. And then there's this the CEO of this consulting company that reached out to me, and he's like, you know what, it was on webinars. He's like, this article is so helpful because we've had this issue where we will put up webinars and we had a problem. And this was the founder of a consulting company in Asia that I would never have connected with, and we eventually got on a call and decided to work together. So this is the one opportunity that you have with that. So you can have inbound leads as well as you can have an outbound motion, because here's the thing, you can see everyone that subscribes to your newsletter. You see them. So you can go in there, and if you have a great business development process, if you don't have one, I have a script on that on my LinkedIn. You will see that it's pinned there in the featured section where I give people my LinkedIn scripts that we use in my company for business development. And if you have your business development process set up, people that have opted into your LinkedIn newsletters are warm to hot leads, because people opt into newsletters to read your content. So it's a thought leadership opportunity. Think of it as you having your own TED Talk platform where you can, on a monthly, on a weekly, on a every day, whatever, you can be sharing your thoughts with your people, your audience. And the thing is, not everyone that will be on your LinkedIn newsletter, that will subscribe, are connected with you. Some will not even be connected with you. They are your third degree connections, and your LinkedIn popped up, your LinkedIn newsletter popped up, and they decided to connect. So it creates a farming effect, because people read, appreciate what you share, love what you share, especially if you share great perspective, great insight, and they then are prospects that you can literally easily close. So currently on my newsletter we are close to 2,200 subscribers, and to be honest, I don't even have to go elsewhere, anywhere else, to do business development. I just have to go through my newsletter to find my clients for the next year, because there's more than enough there that are familiar with my philosophy and with how I do things. So the question that becomes, what content do you create to ensure that your newsletter generates the revenue that you would like it to generate? And this is very important for you to consider, because I see a lot of newsletters on LinkedIn, and some are where companies share what's happening in the business, some are news on what's happening in the industry. Though I am subscribed to some of them, and I'm sure you are, but let's be honest, if I showed you my inbox, you would judge me, because there are so many unopened emails. It's a war zone, and for most of us, our inboxes now feel like a war zone. I've given up on inbox 0, because right now on my main inbox I have 6,000 unread emails. 6,000. My promotion emails, let's not even talk about it. Let's not even talk about my socials, because I saw it was like 10,000, and my promotion is probably over 10,000. And that's the emails that comes all the time. And what do? I self-select. So people who, like me, will self-select and see, okay, this email, I like the writer, I like what they usually share, so I'll read the email. This one, oh, I don't remember signing up for this newsletter, I'll delete the email. So you want to become that newsletter that lands into the inbox, that notification that comes up on LinkedIn, that when people see that you have published a new newsletter edition, they are excited to read. And this is why you shouldn't, I don't advise my clients to create newsletters where they are sharing industry news or their business news, because that is focused on them. And even the industry news, I can get on Google and find the information. But I suggest, especially if you are a coach, consultant, you own a business, for you to publish thought leadership pieces. And with your thought leadership pieces, you want to share your insight, you want to share your perspective. I remember there's one edition that I published where I pitted fintech versus bank, and I was like, is this really disruption? And this was a series. There was another edition where I said requests for proposals are where consulting businesses go to die. And that was my perspective that I shared. And these type of articles have landed as clients. There's another piece where I shared three sales lessons that every entrepreneur can learn from the Tinder swindler. That was one of my best editions, and I still have people ask me to use shows to describe business lessons, and that's the reason why I created a newsletter. I wanted something to express myself, express my views, and every time I've been able to do that, I've been able to get into rooms that normally I wouldn't have gotten into, because people would not have known that I am qualified for those positions, or qualified to advise them, or qualified for me to add value to their businesses. So you want to create thought leadership pieces, and you want to share your perspective. So you need to show your who you are. Share your thoughts. If you're a sarcastic person, show some sarcasm in how you publish your newsletter. Add some sarcasm, add some humor. Show your personality, because people will be able to see if you are somebody that they will want to work with through that newsletter. So you want to create content that are adding your thoughts to the market, and not just just copying whatever is on the market and just sharing it. You don't want that. So share that type of content, thought leadership, your perspective, your views. That's the type of content that will resonate and that will attract the ideal client. Now, the thing is also, you need to understand who are your ideal client. For me, when I created a newsletter, I was very specific to the fact that this was meant to attract people that are in the C-suite, who are executives of companies. So the content that I am sharing and writing and continue to publish is about that. And you want to continue to do it that way, so that you are able to attract the right people to your newsletter. You don't want everybody to follow and subscribe to your newsletter. You want the right people. So this is really important. So like I just shared, I hope that this is something that you are going to implement. If you would like to ask me some questions, feel free to drop me a DM on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, though I'm primarily quite active on LinkedIn. So drop me a DM, ask me some questions if you have some questions, and I'll be more than happy to share my perspective with you and give you some pointers. If I don't have any questions currently, I'm going to log off, because I have a meeting with a client in a few minutes. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you, Megan, for the opportunity, for having me in your community to share this, and hopefully somebody here is going to take this and run with it, and will be able to close their first 5-figure contract in the upcoming days. If you would like to get in touch with me, feel free to reach out to me. It's Tanya Kabri on all platforms, and I share my perspective on Biz Talk with Tanya podcast every week, every Thursday. So hopefully I can have you there if you would like some more perspective on marketing and, of course, on building your business. On this note, I'll see you next time.